You know, that tassel on it, you say, hey, I'm not going to college, I ain't doing nothing. It's been a hard 18, well, they ain't been 18, 13 years. To be honest, it's been a hard 13 years. I'm not using my brain. Then you find out if you get a job, you got to use it. I'm telling you guys, we need to use those upper regions. We need to use this cylinder up here, this brain, so we can process this stuff, right? So we need to get to the point. So I'm going to make these thoughts, I'm going to give you these perspectives once again, and I just wanted to till the ground a little bit. Amen? Amen. So, let me make this statement again. You cannot find spiritual legitimacy in religion. You can only find it in a relationship to the Father through Jesus Christ. That's the only thing we should be seeking, is a relationship with what? Jesus Christ. Right? Or is it with the Father through Jesus? Yes. That's why he said you can't come to the Father without me. He's the door. Right? So anything I want to know about the Father, I got to make sure I pass through Jesus. So when I look at Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Jesus personified the relationship he had with his Father. Likewise, as the Father sent me, so I send you. I know we like the mission part. You know what I mean? We want to, you know, cast out devils and then on their hands. And am I right, y'all? Most of us want to be able to prophesy, raise the dead. And then we just skip over the real essential stuff like we got to be intimate. We got to get to know him. And this is the reason why I said religion don't need to be restructured. We don't need no addendums. We don't need no revisions. We don't need no oops. There's a lot of oops in the church. Amen. A lot of revisions, even on eschatology and other stuff. Amen. Even with the pandemic, we don't understand some things, but it doesn't need to be revised. It doesn't need to be restructured. It doesn't need to be resuscitated. What it needs to be is abandoned. We got to abandon the system. It's not the church. It's his bride. I don't talk enough on the bride. I was thinking about it this week. I don't really, because you can't get into sonship without coming through her. You know what I'm saying? Because the brideship represents intimacy. So you got to have those conjugal visits with the Spirit of God so that you can conceive something, so you can birth something. We just want to skip and go ahead. No, there's a process to this. So last night I put some things connected to brideship and what it means to be a bride. Talked about a long time ago, but you know, just some thoughts. Anyway. Okay, so we need to. It needs to be restructured. It don't need to be restructured. It needs to be abandoned. Tell your neighbor, you got to abandon ship.
You got to abandon ship.
Yeah, we got to. We got to put tape on all doors. We got to put up there on our door, no longer suitable for occupancy. We need God to bring a wrecking ball to the structure called religion in our life.
Yes, sir.
Because if it's not removed, we're going to go back.
Amen.
And then we get sentimental because, you know, because we're trained to be nostalgic, most of us, like myself, I know I am, and then we want to go get pieces of it. You know, God used me in 1999. You know, there was a time when I used to sit around the house and the wind of God used to come in. Y'all ever heard of people like that? When the building should have had a sign on it a long time ago. Violating all codes.
Wow.
Haven't been upgraded in anything. And it needs to be abandoned. I thank God. I get nostalgic. I think about some days at the Royal Faith Center. I think about some of the times my sister and I used to trot up and down the highway looking for the next thing, next new thing coming. Just so somebody can lay hands on us and prophesy to us. I remember those days. Those were good days. You know, we got to go and eat afterwards. Can't beat that. Send it out to God for 2.5 hours and you get some good food in Chicago. Come on now. Amen. Those are good days. But I'm here to tell you the old is not better.
Come on. Sir.
We need new wine. We need new wineskin. I thank God I use that. It's a memorial to me. It's an important part of who I am. I couldn't be me without those moments. But we got to get to the point where we are, and it's a teaching I'm going to start. And I said I was going to talk about divine intelligence. We don't need that. I need to teach you how to migrate.
All right.
Because the scripture is full of migration.
Yes.
Why I'm going to tell you how to get rid of religion if I haven't showed you guys through scriptures how to transition?
Yes.
So it's plenty of scriptures about migration. I'm going to show you how to migrate. We're migratory people. I don't know if y'all know that. We come from if you check our family tree with Abraham, he was a migrant.
Yes.
Am I right? He's the father of
Many.
faith. Am I right? And how many know he was called out of what? Babylon. He was. The technical name is Ur of Chaldea. He was called out. His calling, he only got his calling because his daddy couldn't finish. Terah died. He did transition. God called Terah first. Boy, that's a preach.
Yeah.
Called his daddy first. So you can get the summoning and the call, but it don't mean you're going to finish. Not guaranteed. Sorry, but we'll talk about that. We'll move on. Okay. We're going to go fast. Tell you that we're going to speak. We're going to go fast. I got about 3 hours. We're going to get this done. Okay, here we go. First of all, the acid test for religion's freedom is not more what? More rhetoric or rules, but freedom itself. Are you free? Not free to serve yourself, not free to do what you used to do, but free to serve God. Anybody ever been to the point where, because we had, how many know we was inoculated with a large dose of freedom when we first got saved? I know I was.
Yes, sir.
And I was incarcerated. And I felt good.
Yep.
I felt like, man, I'm looking at 22 years, I didn't care. I'm like, this stuff is good. I was juiced in my veins. I had to turn on the channel with WHN. That's heavy. But, okay, never mind. That's a bad joke. But I was excited about the potential of starting over. Then as I studied and got around certain teachers and preachers, and I found out all the list of stuff I had to do in order to get to him. But when I first met him, it wasn't a whole bunch in between me and him.
All right.
But then as I went, and as I sat in the teaching, and I'm going to tell you, one of the worst places, I know people are going to probably zone out on me, some of you guys are, because that is the golden child, deliverance.
Yeah.
My God, to me, the principle of deliverance is legitimate, but all of the procedures and policies and what it made me at the time, I didn't like that part of me.
Yeah.
I was so religious. I had to tell the kids, say, man, I was a terror. I terrorized my house. I was taking CDs and bringing it up just because I was religious. I was going through people's stuff. They'd go to school, I'm in their room. They come over, where my CD? Where my books at? Where this at? Where my Pokemon cards? Where my... Get that devil out of my house! That's all I knew.
Sure.
I was like, you gotta go.
Probably wasn't happening though. Probably said, no, there's a lot of tension going on here. We can't make it like this. I said, we gonna serve God. That's for me and my house. We're gonna serve the Lord. We're gonna serve willingly, or we're gonna serve by force. And I was willing to bring the force. Because you can legitimize stuff. If God be for me, who can be against me? That sounds good, don't it? On paper. So, religious freedom, that's what we want. I'm not free to serve me. Amen. Some things, I told this house a long time ago. It's easy to measure your freedom, y'all. If you're still doing what you do before you met Christ, you're still bound.
Yeah.
It's easy stuff. I ain't got to tell you that. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about some of the ugly stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking your music and your friends away. You know what I'm saying? Because really, to be honest, I live from a perspective, I used to preach hard against stuff like that. But I got older now. But this is what I live by. There are certain things that says, I think 1 Corinthians 6, it says, all things are lawful, But all things are,
Not profitable.
all things are, yes, all things, one translates expedient and one say profitable. Same thing. Right? All things are lawful, but I won't be brought under the power of it. So anything that I'm doing that brings me under subjection to is unlawful.
Yes, sir.
So if I got to go to a concert every time a concert comes, different than being in your car playing music. When every time, Boys and Men come, you got to go see it. You've been seeing it for the last 6 years. That's a problem. I'm just saying. Boys and Men come in your car. If you got to listen to them that bad, I'm not taking away your experience, but you just got to rightly define it. See, I tell people, I said, some things are profitable and some things are permissible. It's permissible for you to do that. You can go every year if you want to, but is it profitable? It's a part of your struggle. Trust me. Trust me, I know it is because I'm looking at you. It's a part of the struggle. Because see, most of us, our environment hasn't changed. Our message changed, but we haven't. See, because when there's a change in you, as a man thinks so easy, all of a sudden when there's an internal change, then you start making some adjustment externally so you can accommodate what you carry.
Yep.
I want to make sure that what I carry is in the right environment. That's why I'm holy. That's why I live holy. That's why I don't inbox people at certain times. Even some people may inbox me from this house at 12 o'clock. I'll see it. I'm not going to respond because it's 12 o'clock. That's me. That's my boundaries. Don't get mad. I'll talk to you in the morning. I will respond in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's just me. When I get inboxes from people that I don't know, I say, well, look at this fool. She done lost her right mind. I'm not entertaining that stuff.